Alright, we're back for another video. Today we're doing our NBA early predictions before the season starts. We're going to start off with the Eastern Conference. Our top 10 teams will go down the line, and we'll go to the West, and then we'll do some more stuff like that. So first, I'll start off with the Eastern Conference. At number 1, I got the Bucks, 2 Celtics, 3 Nets, 4 76ers, 5 the Heat, 6 Cavs, and then the play-in will be the Raptors at 7, Bulls at 8, Knicks at 9, and Hawks at 10. Romeo?
I got Philly at 1, Milwaukee at 2, Boston at 3, Cleveland at 4, Toronto at 5, Miami at 6, Brooklyn at 7, Atlanta 8, Chicago 9, and Washington 10. No room for the Knicks.
Garbage
I'm
list.
gonna go Knicks. That list is kind of bogus.
Garbage list.
I got Bucks going number 1. I got Nets at number 2. I got Heat following behind them at 3. I got 76ers that come after them at 4. Then I got Bulls 5th seed. I got Cavs coming 6th seed. I got the Celtics 7th seed, only because of the Ime Udoka situation. Then I got Atlanta coming in at 8. Toronto at 9. Then I got New York Knicks coming in at 10.
I got the Bucks number 1, the Nets number 2, the Celtics number 3, the Sixers as the 4th seed, the Cavs as the 5th seed, the Heat as the 6th seed, the Bulls as the 7th seed, the Raptors as the 8th seed, the Hawks as the 9th seed, and the Knicks as the 10th seed.
Why do you have Atlanta above the Bulls? Why do they have a better team than Atlanta?
I would disagree.
They have the better player at 1 and 2.
You
realize
think
that?
I don't trust
DeJounte makes it that
Vucevic?
much better
What?
than Chicago?
The Bulls have a better 1 and 2.
I think it'll be better.
They have a better 1
Than
and 2.
Chicago.
Last year.
Than Chicago.
In Chicago, yeah.
They lost Herter and whoever else.
And Bogdan.
I don't like Vucevic at center either.
They have
You know,
Drummond
like,
now.
what?
I don't
A
like
stretch,
Vucevic
a
at
stretch
center.
five that can hit a 3.
They have
What?
Drummond.
Where's the perimeter?
do have Drummond off the
where's
bench.
their interior defense?
Drummond. He's a big body. He's a big body. I'm not saying he's gonna lock nobody up. But
All right,
he's a
well,
big body.
Stop.
Before we
Why
go
you're
with this,
making
though,
that stretch?
What's going
That
on
was a
with
stretch.
Washington over the Knicks?
Why do you want to switch to
I'll be
that?
honest, I actually did. I just forgot about the Knicks.
I wasn't mad about that, but Toronto and
But,
Cleveland
I mean-
over the Nets is crazy.
I wouldn't be shocked if Bradley Beal went crazy.
That's okay if he does that,
But no, I honestly forgot about the Knicks. I probably would have prepared.
They just got Jalen
I mean, it's a
Brunson.
toss-up.
They just
I
got
don't
a
think
point
it's-
guard. I agree. That's a toss. That's a toss. It
It's
can be a
toss-up.
toss.
It's
I
not
agree.
like it's
No.
I agree. It can be a toss.
It's just,
You
I
know,
mean,
it could be a
just,
toss.
I didn't even think of it.
It can be a toss.
I had the
I
Knicks
mean,
at
we all
9.
agree they're not.
I have the Knicks
they're
over the
your
Hawks.
team.
Yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, you're crazy.
As
The Knicks
best.
over the Hawks, you're crazy.
He does too.
Yeah, both of y'all are crazy. The Knicks over the Hawks is crazy.
I don't think it's crazy.
What do you mean? It's crazy. They have
Yeah,
2, 3
you're the only
players.
you're the only crazy one here.
I think they're all on the same tier, kind of.
I think everybody's Final Four is
I
pretty
think
much a
1 through
toss-up, except for
6
the
should be
Bulls.
similar. I
it should be
think
higher, but
Brooklyn
it's
has an
not-
asterisk on it, and then the rest is playing.
But you said Brooklyn underneath Toronto.
and Cleveland.
Yeah.
I give you Miami because Miami was a good regular season team, but Cleveland.
I just don't count the.
We all have Nets.
Okay, the Cleveland the most defense they have is Jared Allen.
Do we all have Nets as top 3?
Cleveland?
Yeah, the most defense they have.
Evan Mobley? Are you serious?
Okay, at the bench, that's only
Mobley
different.
and Allen.
Guard's not guarding anybody.
You get.
Donovan Mitchell not guarding nobody either.
Oh my.
So
They're
we all
gonna have
have.
to put Isaac Okoro on either a good guard.
Okay,
or
so we all have Bucks at number 1, right? Us 3.
No, I Bucks at 2.
I have Bucks
Us three.
at 1.
All right,
Bucks
and
always
you have
good right
Philly.
now.
And we go on to the West.
And Celtics top 3 for all 3. Not you though.
Somebody had them.
Wait, what? I have the Celtics pretty low because of the Ime Udoka.
So you have them in the playoff or play-in.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
Ime, you gotta realize
Wow.
Ime was the only reason that they even became good defensively last
They
year.
have
bro.
Brogdon now. That
They do.
I don't. Blake Griffin, I guess.
If I'm gonna be honest,
Like,
these three could be interchanged. Bulls, Cavs would be interchanged. They could be
At the
interchanged.
very least, you gotta take them out the playing.
No, they could be interchanged. I'm not gonna do that.
We get to
I stand to where I am. I stand where I am on this list. I think the Celtics lose, 'cause, bro, if they don't have a head coach, bro, that's, you don't want to.
Bro, you never know though. They still got ballers,
Look at the Nets. That not having a experienced head coach actually affects teams, bro. Yeah, realize that.
I think it was a lot more than just experience head coach.
Well, obviously, but I'm saying that still played a factor in the playoffs.
I don't think it did.
They got
really.
swept. They got swept by a
You
team
don't
they
think
swept
Brogdon
last
makes them
year.
better?
But the year
You said
before
what?
that,
Brogdon?
They do make them better. I think it does. They have another point guard.
they
Besides
were this
Marcus
close.
Smart, that can actually be a point guard.
You know, I mean, the
to advance
Celtics.
past them, Milwaukee.
The Celtics are still favored to win,
I agree.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
but you have them at 6.
this is regular season, bro. This is regular
That's the
season.
plan. They still may not even make the playoffs in your eyes.
They will beat any of these teams in the playoffs.
They'll
Sorry.
be really good.
They'll beat any of these teams in the playoffs.
But
I like
still,
What do you got, Brooklyn?
I'm not the only one. He at 3. What are you talking about? I'm not the only one. It's 2 and 3. It's not that different.
yeah.
And he had him at what, 5? He had Nets at 3 too.
I don't know, man.
You just
I don't know why you have- you're way
hate
too
the
low,
Nets.
bro. That's
You
way
hate,
too
you
low.
li- He literally hates the Nets.
With Ben Simmons this year?
You hate the Nets.
Nah, man, they got to prove it to me.
So now we're going to the West. At 1, I have the Warriors. 2 Suns. 3 Clippers. 4 Nuggets. 5 Timberwolves. 6 Pelicans. 7 Grizzlies. Lakers at 8. Mavs at 9. And 10 Sacramento Kings. Romeo?
I got Denver 1, Golden State 2, Clippers 3, Phoenix 4, Minnesota 5, Memphis 6, New Orleans 7, Lakers 8, Dallas 9, and Sacramento 10.
Y'all have some shit y'all left off really wet. I have Clippers coming in with the 1 seed. I have Clippers coming at the 1 seed. I have the Suns coming at the 2 seed. I got Warriors at 3. I got Minnesota at 4. I have Memphis finishing 5. I have Denver finishing 6. I have New Orleans finishing 7. I have Dallas at 8. I have the Lakers coming in at 9. And my sleeper pick, I have Portland coming in. I got Portland coming in.
I have the Suns coming in at number 1. I have the Clippers number 2. I have the Warriors as the 3rd seed. The Nuggets as the 4th seed. The Lakers as the 5th seed. Pelicans as the 6th seed. The Grizzlies as the 7th seed. The Timberwolves as the 8th seed. And Mavericks as the 9th seed. And the Kings as the 10th seed in the West.
So I think Romeo and I have the same bottom 4. We had Grizzlies at 7, Lakers at 8, Mavs at 9, Kings at 10.
I'm scared of the
You
Lakers.
trust
And
you trust Pelicans over the Grizzlies?
yeah,
I don't trust Zion's health.
but they don't need
I
Zion's
do
health.
trust a lot of. I do trust New Orleans.
Honestly.
I like New Orleans this year.
I like their depth.
I like Memphis
That's all
overall.
they have. As you got Brandon Ingram still in CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giannis Valanciunas.
They have a point. They have a point guard this
You
year.
got
They have a
Devontae
point guard this
Graham.
year.
I
CJ McCollum. He's a point guard.
I think-
He's probably the best option they can have as a ball
Yeah,
handler. Because
he's
at
not
that
a real
point,
point guard though.
no, but he can share the ball with
Also-
Ingram and
Also, I think even in Zion with him missing majority of last year and then still
I mean, I
sticking
think it's
into the
close.
playoffs, I think that they will
I
still
just-
be a lot better.
Just been on him missing
I think
time.
that
That's
I think the thing is they'll load manage him like they'll do a lot of.
But it
players
doesn't
this
even
year.
matter if he does or not. You saw what they did without him last year.
But no, because
They
it's
still
like,
played at a high level.
no, but it's like this though. The thing is they played at a high level, but they got into the playoffs because of the playing tournament. That's the thing. Now
But because
if they-
of getting CJ McCollum.
they got into the play-in tournament and they played the Clippers team without Paul George, and on top of that, they had a losing record. If you take Zion off the team, they would not make the playoffs. They would not. They would literally probably have the same record or maybe even worse because of them, not having that depth. Like their best players are Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, and Zion Williamson. If they lose Zion Williamson, I believe that they would literally have the same record.
Giannis.
Jonas
Jonas.
Valanciunas makes a big difference.
He does, but he was there last year as well.
Yeah.
And they literally squeaked into the playoffs.
Did
They
you
will
see
be.
what
they're-
he-
They are.
They didn't have
putting
that one.
up?
They didn't have that 1-2 punch with Zion. Though Zion averaging 27 points.
But
though,
no. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you take Zion off that team, that's probably the same exact team as last year, and that's in the playoffs tournament. Getting Zion will make a difference, and I do believe that will be a lot better.
No, you gotta realize because CJ McCollum didn't even play the whole season, so it wouldn't be the same record. I think they would have had a better record if he had a whole
If they
season.
had, if they had him longer too, they would have
what
a
they
better
finished
record.
above though.
Who they like? Yeah.
What this
I
season?
think-
Or no, last
I
season?
think-
Who you put him over?
I think one of my main issues with
Grizzlies, maybe.
I think one of our main issues with everybody lists, which again it makes sense, is y'all having the
Grizzlies.
Lakers so low.
Bulls, man.
I understand it. I understand having the Lakers so low.
It's a
I
safe
just-
pick.
It's a safe pick.
It's just
can't.
me expecting Russ to be on the
You
roster
know,
for
it's like,
the season. If he gets traded,
it's
that's
wor-
obviously.
it's worst case scenario. But even if worst case scenario, I just could not see them missing playoffs.
No,
I think
It doesn't mean they miss the playoffs.
They still can make the playoffs.
Just because they
yeah.
at
I
8
have
for
them
me
in
doesn't
And
mean
also,
doesn't mean they're missing the playoffs.
Like
If they
Romeo
have
said,
LeBron
though.
and AD, I probably would take.
Like
them
Romeo
over-
said, if they trade Russ for Buddy Hield and what's his name? Dan. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. If they trade for them two, Miles Turner. If they trade for those two, that'd be a
It's not
great
happening.
asset. I feel like if they do. If they trade Russell for one of them, that'd make them a lot better.
I do have an issue with your list. Number one, seed.
Clippers.
I don't.
I only have them
I
because
don't. Oh my bad.
I only have them at number one because I have the Warriors number one, but then that whole Draymond thing happened, so I'm like, I don't know how that team's gonna mesh at the beginning of the season. I don't know because it's fresh that it just happened this week, and the season starts next week. But the Clippers will be low managed though. But it's just like that's just a suicide pick I threw up there because the 1 through 3 can really be a
They have a lot
change.
of depth.
The Suns can literally come.
That's
out
why, and that's why I don't have an issue with it because it's like okay, knowing the depth, knowing that players will go low minutes, they will have games where Paul George and Kawhi Leonard don't play in the back.
Yeah,
a
and
match
Reggie
to that.
Jackson to come
But
in.
then when you have a player like a John Wall, he'll play with Kawhi Leonard on a given night. Then the next night, Paul George is playing with Norman Powell and Luke Kennard, and then Reggie Jackson, Terrance, man. With the players the Clippers have, with the depth they have, they could literally throw a all-forward lineup at you. Then they could literally go a three-headed monster with Paul George, John Wall, and Kawhi Leonard literally just, being a focal point of offense and leading the break. I could see the Clippers being number one seed. Me being a Clippers fan, but I think that we'll low manage. I have no issue with that pick. I have no issue with it.
Who has Minnesota out of their top 5? Anybody else?
I personally, the way I look at Minnesota, it looks good on paper. I need to see how this works in terms of teams going
He's
small.
such a hater, man. The Twin Towers.
I like that. I like moving.
I
to
just
the 4. I like that.
You
Rudy
said
Gobert's
that.
a
Whatever.
guaranteed top 10
Okay.
defense.
Yeah, top 10
Okay,
defense.
okay.
He's gonna help them
Okay.
because honestly, the Timberwolves' biggest problem was their interior defense last year.
And this is
They
regular
couldn't- they
season,
really
by the
couldn't
way.
stop
It's
you
not
from
for
going to
playoffs.
paint.
It's regular season.
I think the issue that
They lock the team down.
I think the issue the Timberwolves will face is the fact is a lot of people again they're going to be a top 10 defense getting Rudy Gobert that helps a lot. And a lot of people say their interior defense will help a lot. Their only wing defender right now is Anthony Edwards. That is their best wing defender. When you're playing a team like Golden State that goes small and then you play teams that
I think that's more of a
Vanderbilt?
playoff issue.
when you
Vanderbilt?
I don't
Really
believe
just- I thought about
if
the
you
backup
were
Vanderbilt's a very, very solid good defense.
like as an example, when you're playing a team like the Clippers, when the Clippers go all forwards, and then you have switches from John Wall that goes to Kawhi Leonard, and then goes to Paul George, that then goes to somebody like a Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, is going to keep swinging around. You're going to get it to the point to where you can't go Twin Towers because your bigs cannot switch that fast enough. That's just the truth about it. You can play zone, but how does that do against teams that actually shoot
I
really
think it
well?
depends, man. I think that
Again,
that
it
comes
looks-
to the elite team.
I guess what I'm saying.
They're gonna beat the like.
And that's what. And that's
they
what.
can switch. They have a Zubac.
If you're sitting there,
bro.
like
They
right
can-
now,
they can switch.
like right now, on
I
paper,
mean, that's why I have a certain
like right
amount of
now,
teams ahead of them.
like right now, on paper, that looks great. But if you're sitting there telling me that you believe a team that goes Twin Towers and the focal, like right now,
We've seen Twin Towers
Bro.
before.
Yeah,
Wait,
Evan
no.
Mobley, Jared Allen, pretty much.
When was the last time we saw Twin Towers work in the NBA? When?
I feel like Evan Mobley. I feel like Evan
No,
Mobley-
no. You tell me what year, at what year and what team where Twin Towers work when. In the last 10 years, there's not a single team that's
Why
done
is
it.
it
Last
happening?
season.
Yeah,
What?
Evan Mobley, Jared Allen.
They didn't win the finals.
Bro, this is the regular season.
This is
bro.
right.
Nobody's expecting
This is
Minnesota to
seeding.
win the finals.
Those
Those were
seeding
still
for
successful
that
teams.
team.
They're not successful. You're making it seem like
but even in that, so I have them eighth, right? They were a playing team.
Yeah.
The Cavs were a playing team. So
Yeah.
so again, my
Jared
point.
Allen got injured. They were. Like,
So is Rudy
top
Gobert
seed.
and Karl Anthony Towns are they injury prone? They just won't get injured.
No.
So my point exactly. I'm not sitting there saying that Minnesota won't be good, but right now on paper it looks good. But you have to show me this actually works.
Yeah, you can say that about every team.
No,
Especially
they were both
but again, remember it's like this
last
though.
year.
The thing about Minnesota is you threw 4 players, you threw 4 picks. You went all in on a center. A center that does not have post moves. He's a great defender.
You're making it seem like they went all in for a championship.
Are they not? Are they not going to be building around this core for the next 5 years? Right or wrong? So you went all in because you don't rebuild to rebuild. You don't rebuild for 5 years just to rebuild. You rebuild to get better, to try to get into the playoffs, to then try to win a championship. Everybody knows that. The Sixers are proof of that. You get as many picks as possible. You go, you keep rebuilding until you find something that works, and then you start to build and you start to win. I'm not sitting there saying Minnesota won't be a playoff team. I do have them 8th. But if you're sitting there telling me that you believe this is a top 5 seed in their first year, I would look at you like this would have to work. It's not to work really well.
They finished second.
Just because
I only have them
just
two
because
spots ahead.
just because
Is Dallas not worse than they were last year?
Dallas pretty much the same team. But I have Dallas.
I have Dallas 9th. I have Dallas
I have
9th.
Dallas at 7.
I have Dallas 9th. I think
They're
Dallas
worse.
will get worse.
Is
I have
Utah
Dallas
not
at
drop out? Like I mean,
Utah's not
it's
going to be. Utah's not
Utah's not
going
making
to
the
be
playoffs.
playoffs.
They have nobody to make the playoffs.
They're
That's
not.
what I'm saying. I say they did not drop out. That's what I'm saying.
I would like the Lakers.
I
to
have
go
the
and
King.
get by
I have
Kawhi Donovan.
we
I would
all
like that.
we all have a different team besides you. You Portland, I have no issue with that.
I
Getting
would-
Jimmy,
yeah.
I have no issue with that.
Look, Damian Lillard's come back.
I
this year.
have no
He
issue.
has to
I
make
have
the
no
playoffs.
issue with that because knowing it's the Kings is the Kings are they play very the Kings play very hard, but they do lose a lot of close games. Portland could squeak in because of the willpower of Damian Lillard. We've seen him will his team to wins.
Yeah.
You get Jeremy Grant, you have Nurkic, you got Anthony Simmons.
Simons,
Like
yeah.
Portland could squeak in. I have no issue with that. I have no issue. Like if you have me 11th. Portland would be my 11th. I could literally switch Portland. Hell, I could low-key switch Portland with Dallas if they play well and they're healthy. I could switch them with Dallas. I just have to see
Okay,
it.
we were thinking about this. The way Luka is, do we really see him being at 9?
Yes.
But the way Luka is, if
Because
he's gonna
that-
get them wins.
that doesn't
You
matter.
gotta realize
That-
this is a team sport, bro. Just because
But
Luka's
will he
what
be
is,
worse than the Lakers? Honestly,
Yes.
With the way they're gonna load manage and be maybe
The
hurt.
LeBron.
I have Lakers below
They-
them, but
they-
I see the Lakers.
The issue,
better
no.
than
I'm
them.
gonna tell you what it is with the Lakers. But the Lakers, and again, it's kind of crazy, is because for me being so critical of this player, for them having a big 3, you can have nights where LeBron James is not playing. And again, it did not work last year, but it does not mean it will not work this year. We still have to give Anthony Davis his respect because he can still average more than 25 a game and getting over 10 boards a game. I would trust the Lakers being a higher seed than the Mavs because Mavs, their three best players are Luka Doncic, Christian Wood, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
That is their big 3.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Literally, or Spencer
It's
Dinwiddie.
more of taking
Russell Westbrook.
KD and
Russell Westbrook is better than probably every player on Dallas.
I think Luka's
Then
crazy.
arguably Christian Wood and Luka Doncic.
Easy.
He's
I don't
losing
think
his
he's going to
mind.
win MVP, but I think
Who,
he'll win
Luka?
scoring title.
Should be top.
Come on, Luka.
He's going to
Luka.
average like 34, 35.
Come on, Luka.
I think he might average maybe 28 to 30. I don't think 30.
He has to.
In
In
order
order
to-
he has to start a ball.
In order, and that's the thing. In order for him to average 34,
takes a
he
lot
would
of
have to do
shots.
the things that Kobe, James Harden, Tracy McGrady did. He won't do that.
He has the ball in his hand.
He shoots the ball
The
a
issue
lot.
is the issue is what we saw with Dallas last year, or just in previous years.
They lost Jalen Brunson for nothing in practice.
Well, they didn't need to. They didn't want another point guard. They wanted Luka running the show, so they didn't want another point guard that's going to get a lot of shots.
More on him.
Not
Is
yeah.
this team not less talented?
It is. It
It
is.
is less
It
talented. It
is.
is
It
less
is.
talented.
It's not more of a...
It is.
It is that something.
But they did get whichever they got better at big for defense though. They got better at
They got
defense
JaVale
for that.
McGee. They got JaVale McGee.
And
That's-
they have Christian Wood, which
Okay.
helps them out a lot.
Which again, though, based upon Justin Kidd's comments, he will be a 6-man this year
I would agree.
to start.
I'll take the
Yeah,
start for
I'll
any
take
team.
Luka for scoring title.
So,
I'm just going crazy.
so
Yeah, I
how
could
about
see
how
that.
about the Grizzlies though? They're one of the youngest, best teams in the league.
Now
right?
for me, I have Memphis at 5.
And they were top 3 last year, but me and DQ both have them as a playing team.
I agree.
The reason why I think we both think the same way with the Grizzlies. Again, Grizzly fans don't attack me, but it's one of those things where it's a high. They had a high last year. I'm not sitting there saying that the Grizzlies are not talented by
always
anything.
expected to drop.
They hit a high last year to the main point when you look at the record they had without John Morant. And for them having an almost identical or even better record without John Morant, the way I look at the Grizzlies are one of those teams where they hit a high and they're talented. But if you're telling me like again they could identically like have the same magical season as last year, I would bet house money that they wouldn't, only because the West has not only gotten healthier, but they've also had more depth and more teams like the Timberwolves, which again I have the Timberwolves below the Grizzlies, but if the Timberwolves do get if they do find a way to make everything run smoothly, they could be higher than the Grizzlies. I look at the Grizzlies are one of those teams just like Dallas where you could run into a mid-season collapse where you start losing games, where players just go cold. They go on cold streaks. You don't have enough depth. I could see something of that nature.
Oh man, they have. I think they're just a young team, and I think they're just gonna care a lot about the regular season. I don't think they're gonna have guys that are like load manage.
Yeah, that's why I have Memphis.
They have a lot of.
I don't think
depth,
Memphis will make a playoff run, but I definitely think there'll be a
But
good
like, okay, so let me ask, because you say that when I look at a team like Minnesota that has the depth of young, and you have young depth, and then you also have experience. When I look at the team like the Grizzlies, you say they're very young, but to that main point, when you look at it again, they had an almost identical record for Ja Morant, their best player last year when he wasn't playing.
I know the record is 25.
If you would sit there and you tell me that they could beat a team like, let's say, again, because they beat the Suns last year.
It's not about beating them though. It's about winning more games.
And that's what I'm sitting there saying. If you're sitting there telling me this year, if Ja Morant were to get hurt again, if they have to play a healthy Lakers, I would bet on the Lakers this time versus last year.
I mean, you would think that last year too.
But the thing is that the Lakers last year, it was their first time being with that big three. Again, that's the first year. We saw with LeBron James' first year with the Heat. It did not work. They didn't win the NBA. They went to the NBA Finals, but they lost. Again, the next year they came. The Heat were a lot better. They had a lot more. The roles were a lot more identified. They have a whole new head coach. A lot of teams are coming into this season in new roles.
They got new head coach this year. They got new. The Lakers.
I know it's a whole new system.
Yeah,
I trust the Lakers being a better team than they were last year.
I mean, they should be. That was a ridiculous season last year.
And all I'm saying is the Grizzlies they're a young team, and I could see it not working as great as it did last year.
The thing is with the Grizzlies, you talking about young and it's probably not. It cannot work. Maybe. I really could see that about the Pelicans though. Like honestly, like they had like you said the high.
I trust the Pelicans.
Pelicans have a really seasoned team.
They have a nice blend. They have a nice blend of young and experience.
I can see it just not working again.
They have Willie Green as coach.
I can just see it not working.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I can see them being good, or I can see them being really disappointing.
We don't need him. We don't need him to be a full straight 100% during the season.
In this Western Conference, I think
they need C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Jonas Valanciunas to do what they did last year to carry them through the season and get to the playoffs. Zion will be a force in the playoffs.
Just say theoretically, if you take Zion off the roster in this Western Conference, where would they finish?
You should take him off what?
Take him off the roster
completely.
Yeah,
in the Western Conference, playing still.
Like last year. Like I said, they would literally be probably the same identical team, but like
last year.
I mean, I think they'll do better than they did last year, but they still be playing.
They have a lot more time to play together.
Yeah.
And they're really good defensively, man.
I think one thing we kind of skipped over was Romeo putting Denver at 1.
That is honestly like I'm not totally.
I've seen a lot of
role players.
I've seen a lot of people.
Jamal Murray, MPJ.
No.
Last year.
They played last year.
Oh, you talking about last year?
I did not see. I saw a lot of people doing lists like these, and they did have Denver in their top 3. I have no issue with that because of Denver being so young. And the thing is, they have players that are the top of their positions. They can score lots. You have Jokic, that's a great, amazing passer, amazing offensive player. You get Michael Porter Jr. back, health warranted that he does stay healthy for the majority of the season. You get Jamal Murray back, you get another 20 points per game score, and him, which is just second.
Let me say one thing. I have the Denver at 6, and their season solely to me is based off Jamal Murray's play.
Nothing wrong with that.
Without think about it. You saw them with them last year with Monte Morris as point guard and having who was their wing? Fucking what's his name?
Aaron Gordon.
No, the wing.
Will
Barton.
Yeah.
Having him handle the ball a lot more, that didn't work. He averaged like 5 turnovers last year. I had him on my fantasy team. He averaged like 5 turnovers last year. That didn't help him at all. Having Jamal Murray.
They were though.
You said what?
You see how good of a team they were with just.
They were, but that team struggled to do anything in the playoffs. And they struggled against really good teams.
It's
Okay, but I'm saying what But I'm saying what Jamal Murray brings to that team, they struggle against good teams in the regular season.
You think he's gonna get well managed either?
He will.
Jamal Murray.
He will.
And same with Michael Porter Jr.
No. I'm talking about Jokic.
Oh, I was talking about Jamal.
I just think Jokic is that good. He's gonna guarantee you a certain amount of wins.
But
And
I think
he's not gonna play that often, like
think-
last year at least.
But I mean, this is Michael Porter Jr.
But you have him at
and
one.
Murray.
Is it not based
is
on
it
Murray?
not?
I think
and
Murray's
Michael
the
Porter
biggest.
Jr. are not gonna play that
Okay.
much.
They're both coming out.
You're not-
Same with
okay.
Jokic, man.
They're
All
coming
right.
off pretty big
How many
injuries.
wins do you think the number one seed will get?
At least
For the West?
55. At least 55.
Yeah.
West probably around 55.
How many wins Jokic got by himself last year?
How much?
Was it 7?
No,
Huh?
Was it?
no. The West seed will have 57, 58 plus wins. I've always
So we
known.
just said-
I've always
That's what I said.
not even 55. 55
You
is
said 57.
55 would probably be the third seed because me knowing the West, that's how deep it will get. Like
I'm even below 55.
because let's show,
And they should be
these
first.
4 teams
I think the West won't be
can
over
all
55.
go win 50.
We all have the same
they will,
four. I'm pretty
they
sure.
will, they will.
We all have the same.
They will.
Oh no, he doesn't have the same four. He has Minnesota at 4.
I have Minnesota for that.
That's
It's not.
But agree to disagree.
It's not. I don't think it's
Now we will be predicting who we have in the finals, and then we'll predict who we have winning the finals.
It's not hard.
So for me, out of the East, I have the Bucks. Out of the West, I want to say Clippers so bad, but I just don't trust their health. But I'm just gonna stick with Clippers right now because that's a safe bet, and then I'll have the Bucks winning it.
So Clippers and Bucks.
Bucks winning.
So
Okay,
BC.
say it, but if currently as constructed, I take the Clippers and the Bucks too, but I take the Clippers on the Bucks. I think if they're healthy, they're and I'll probably take them over the Bucks.
All right, Wayne.
I have. Okay. The West is kind of tough. I'm probably the dream finals that I would like to see is the Lakers and the Nets. But who I think.
Oh my
Listen to what I said. I said that's a dream. Now, my actual prediction, I have the Nets and the Clippers